always said in Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
These are the voices of New Afrika. These are the voices of New Afrika. These are the voices of New Afrika. Free in the land, and we ain't asking y'all.
Yes. You're listening to the Voices of New Afrika. We're at the top of the hour. It's actually 12:01 Central Standard Time. And Prophecy, what we got going on right now?
You know, it's interesting because we just heard a clip from one of our great freedom fighters by the name of Lumumba.
That's right.
But we got another great freedom fighter who also goes by the name of Lumumba.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? and a lot of people know him as Patrick Alexander, the founder of the Black Liberation Movement. Patrick Alexander, my brother, how you doing, man?
Welcome, brother.
Peace and power, brothers. Peace and power. Free the land. Free the land.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. I am.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to be home. Glad to hear y'all brother's voice again, man.
No doubt. So, brother, first we're gonna do this real quick. You know, for people who don't know, which everybody should know, because we talk about you every week. You know what I'm saying? But for the people who don't know, tell us who you are and what's your organization all about.
Yes, sir. I'm Brother Patrick Lumumba, the organizer, facilitator of the Mississippi-based Black Liberation Movement. For those of you who don't know, the Black Liberation Movement is an organization that was founded on the tenets of dealing with the practical application of the 9 areas of balance set forth to us by Brother Neely Fuller and Dr. Francis Creswell. We've worked with a conservative group of comprehensive group of other organizations like you all to push forth a reality that our people need. We pushing for, basically black liberation. So we've been here now in a formation for now 7 years now. And so we on here today, brother, and we proud to be here. I'm here with my fellow brother, Captain Maurice Muhammad of the Black Person Initiative and the captain of the Black Liberation Movement. So we here today to promote our 5th annual Black Liberation Movement Building Power Summit. Our 5th annual Black Liberation Movement Building Power Summit, brother.
No doubt. That's what's up, man. This is the 5th one, and so in order for somebody, to come, if somebody wanted to come down there, what would they be expecting to experience at this type of conference, this type of thing?
Yes, sir. Well, Brother Prophet, what we intend to push forward is an event that is designed to reignite the spirit and to reignite the inspiration of our people to build and ascertain the liberation that our ancestors were fighting for. As an organization, Brother Prophet, we stand on them tenets. And I heard you play that clip of Brother Lumumba, who is enshrined down here in our center down here. Mm-hmm. And we stand on those ideas, those principles that Brother Lumumba and many others stood on. And what we hope to do with this summit is to bring the right people together so that we can come into an organized functionality and we can have real serious conversation about what we have to practically do to ascertain that liberation. Not just the theory, not just the theoretical ideas, but what are we going to do, to make sure that we get this liberation aspect clear to our people so that we can begin to actually domesticate the idea and put it into a practical application.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, you spoke on trying to do practical things to actually bring about real liberation. So let me backtrack. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you like a real, fundamental question.
Yes, sir.
What does that actually look like when we say liberation for our people? Because some people, they believe that if we go out and vote, that's what we need to do, or if we go out and protest, that's what we need to do. So, from your perspective, what does liberation actually look like? If we could just magically snap our fingers, which we can't, we got to do the work. But if we could do that, what would it actually look like?
Okay, that's a great question, brother. And those are the profound questions that will be presented at the summit. Mm-hmm. And we will have people in place to present sound, logical answers. And the question is, we have people in place that's ready to put it into practice. But to answer your question, brother, brother Prophet, liberation look like black people having power. Okay, liberation look like us being able to control our own destiny. Liberation look like black people actually controlling resources. Liberation look like black people controlling food systems. Liberation look like black people controlling economics. That's what liberation look like. So when we start talking about these things, which we have done, you know, in my understanding for the last generation, you know, but putting these things into practical application takes some courage. And like I told people, and I tell people all the time, courage don't mean that you're not afraid. Courage means that you're afraid, but you go on and do it anyway.
Yes, sir.
And so you practice courage so much till you become brave. And that's what this country was built on. This country was built on some brave-hearted Europeans that had a determined idea to domesticate a landman under the banner of white supremacy. Mm-hmm. So what we're trying to do is do the same thing in this land and push it for black liberation. We have to get some courage and some bravery today.
No doubt, no doubt. Excellent answer. I agree. Also, okay, so you are located in Mississippi, Coldwater, Mississippi, correct?
Yes, sir.
As you probably know, Mississippi is part of the national territory for the Republic of New Afrika, one of the states in which we're fighting to have our independent, sovereign nation in. Tell me, from your perspective, from a Mississippian, which I am a Mississippian, by the way, I'm from Mississippi also, but from your perspective, from living there in the heart of Mississippi, why is Mississippi so important? Why is that so vital? You know, why is there so much potential for true liberation as you define right there in Mississippi?
Elijah Muhammad said that the intelligence is known in the question, is not the answer. Mm-hmm. So, Brother Prophet, you asking the right question, okay? Mm-hmm. You asking the right questions, brother, to stimulate the right conversation. Mississippi, as elders abroad have taught me, elders that have come here to participate in this very event that we're about to have in a couple of weeks, they have taught me. Professor James Small told me, he said, Patrick, he said, do you understand ecology? And I said, I'm not sure that I do. I know the word. He said, ecology is an organism's relationship to its environment. I said, okay. He said, Mississippi is the Africa of the Western Hemisphere. I said, whoa. He said, Mississippi is the Africa of the Western Hemisphere. So when brothers like Chuck Lumumba and all the pioneering ancestors and elders that sat around and convened to begin the process of understanding the topography and understanding where we should situate ourselves if we're not going back to Africa. But we got to Africa here. Then they determined that the South was to be the destination for black people. So we're going to speak profoundly to that. Mississippi is that central point where we should be situating ourselves in a process of reverse migration and actually begin a politicizing process of putting this whole thing together. And that's what Mississippi served. And Brother Chuck Lumumba knew that, and that's why he went and situated himself. Brother Chuck Lumumba, if I'm not mistaken, is from Michigan. Okay, but he saw fit and bought into a concept that he understood that he should be leading a practical, pragmatic causation for our people. And we have to hold that banner up, and we have to pronounce that banner again and be proud about that. And just like we were just discussing in class, we have to be intentional about what it is that we're doing. We have to be on purpose about what it is that we're doing, and we have to mean what it is that we're doing. So we in a reverse migration mindset, and we want to politicize the South, starting in Mississippi.
No doubt, no doubt. I'm with that. Definitely with that. Tell us the details. Exactly when is this summit going to be? Where it's going to be? What do we need to know to participate?
The summit is going to take place September the 16th through the 19th. It's a 4-day summit. This will be our 5th year conducting the summit, and it takes place right here in Coldwater, Mississippi, here on Central Avenue, 436 Central Avenue. We have 2 buildings where we conduct the activities of the summit, and that's where it's going to be, right here on Central Avenue, 436 Central Avenue, Coldwater, Mississippi.
Okay, no doubt, no doubt. Now, I know y'all got a lot going on down in Mississippi. I know fellow comrades of mine go down there all the time to participate in a lot of things y'all doing and y'all got going on. I know Asset University, that's what it's called. Asset Academy is down there also. Ashe, I'm sorry, that's right, Ashe. Yeah, I apologize for that. And along with other things, just kind of tell us about, what the work that y'all do down in Mississippi.
Okay, I'm gonna answer this one, and then I want to bring Brother Maurice Muhammad in,
okay,
who's been intricate part of what it is that we pushing forward. But to answer your question, brother, concerning the Ashe Academy, the Ashe Academy is the educational expression of black liberation. We have to begin to control our own education. It was Brother Malcolm that said only a fool will allow his oppressor to educate his children. So if we are not trying to push forth for our own educational institutions, then doesn't that deem us hypocritical? Doesn't that deem us hypocritical if we not pushing forward to build our own educational institutions? When we talk consciousness, when we talk liberation, when we talk sovereignty, when we talk freedom, but we have not built one institution to educate our children in that manner, we would be hypocrites if we would continue this fight and not push forth and build an educational institution for our children. So the Ashe Academy is an academy that we building and that we are continuing to build, and we soliciting our people to continue to support the Ashe Academy, not just in money, but your children. Those are our resources that we count the success of the Ashe Academy. It's in the resources, and our children are our strongest resource. So we have to begin to cultivate the mind. The minds of our children, if we plan on this thing even developing one generation from us, we have to start developing the minds of our children.
No doubt, no doubt. So you got another brother with you.
Yes, sir.
So introduce that brother.
Well, this is Brother Maurice Muhammad, and I'm calling him the first pioneer of the reverse migration process to Mississippi. Him and his wife have been attending the summit for the last 2 years, and they were bit with the bug of the reverse migration process that we've been pushing forth with Mississippi. And Brother Maurice already had a very powerful organized idea called the Black First Initiative. And he's been pushing that idea along with his wife, and he's seen that the emergence of this powerful idea could merge with an idea like what we already had funded here in Mississippi. So the brother came, and he didn't just talk to theory. He picked his bags up, and he convinced him and his wife, and he came to Mississippi. And now this brother's a resident of Mississippi, and he's helping us push hard down here in the South. And he's a practical example of what it is we're talking about when we're talking about buying into an idea and pushing forward. So this is Brother Maurice Muhammad. If y'all don't mind, give him a minute to have you access.
Brother Maurice.
There you go, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you, beloved, and thank you, Brother Commander.
Yes, sir.
I just want to be very brief and just talk about the summit real quick. Understanding that the first summit represents that you're not by yourself. You're not alone. A lot of our people walk around with the understanding of knowing that something has to be done, but they see themselves as individuals. So when the first summit was called, then you got to see that, no, you're not by yourself. There's more people who have the same understanding as you do. And so the second summit, you bring about that union. You bring about that unity that it's going to take to understand where we got to go and how we got to get there. And the third summit, independence. Because you got to understand that in order for you to change the circumstances on the ground that's dictated by another man, that you got to be independent. You got to be independent. So you understand that. The fourth summit, very interesting, because around COVID, where people were shutting down and not doing the same things that they normally did, because the enemy say, oh, this gonna get you, this gonna get you. No. We had the fourth summit, and it showed you that you can trust in the leadership of the Black Liberation Movement, because when everybody else was failing, they were pushing on and did not falter. They maintained the course. The fifth summit, we're dealing with change, action. You already know what the program is. Now it's time to bring it home and make it real. And that's what me and my wife our organization, our representation. We moved from Illinois all the way to Mississippi because we are a part of that awesome change that we're going to make it happen. We're beyond the talk. We're at the execution stage.
Okay, brother. Well, stay on just a while since I got you here, brother Maurice, right?
Yes, sir.
Maurice Muhammad. Would it be safe to greet you with Assalamu alaikum?
Yes, sir. Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, just want to know we all greet you. You know, we come with peace. Peace be upon you, brother. But so you have this. What was the name of the initiative that you have?
Yes, sir. Black First. Black First Initiative.
So tell us about that.
Yes, sir. Black First Initiative is all about power, building a new reality for our people to be able to do for self and to guarantee secure justice for all of our people, no matter where they are on the face of the earth. And we believe that anybody that decides to come against what we have decided to build, we will go to war with them, and we will defeat them on any battlefield.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. This sound like my type of brother. Anybody else got a question? Because I've been hogging the mic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the brother, I'm Brother Kokai, and I want to give my greetings to you, your wife, and my comrade Patrick. One of my questions for you, because as people begin to make the choice of migrating to what we call the national territory, maybe they need to know some of the obstacles or some of the benefits, if you will, both sides of what it takes to make that transition. And I know that you guys have just experienced it, and so I want to hear some encouraging things to motivate our people to make that track, but also let them know some of the things that they need to be mindful of as they make that journey, that transition.
Is it okay for the commander to respond to that?
Yes, of course.
Yes, sir. Peace and blessings, brother. Good to hear from you, man. I've been trying to contact you, but I had the wrong number.
Yeah, that's right. I got to reach out to you. I did change numbers on you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to respond to that as effectively as we possibly can. Because, yes, sir. Good. Okay. Brother Maurice stepping back in to help conduct the class that's going on. We stepped out of class for a minute.
Okay.
But I'll respond to that. The thing about it, I heard on your show one time. I think it was Judge Joe Brown. It may not have been your show.
No, it wasn't our show.
Okay. Well, anyway, he was responding to the sisters, and they was talking about repatriating of Africa, and that whole concept is great, the repatriation of Africa and all that. But Judge Joe Brown asked a very important question. He said, "So what are you gonna do when you get there?" He said, "Africa don't just need us coming there; they need us to have an agenda when we get there." Okay, so that's the same thing. Do we not just say that the South, particularly Mississippi, is the Africa of the Western Hemisphere? So we don't need black people just coming to Mississippi. Yes, reverse migrating to Mississippi. It needs to have aim and purpose. It needs to have aim and purpose. And I was telling the class a couple of days ago that in my vision, I had a conversation with some young black civil engineers. And in my conversation with those young black civil engineers, because this is what it's going to take. It's going to take us impressing upon the next generation to do what it is that we have failed to do. But why would they do it if we can't impress them with the idea of it? So when I had this conversation in my mind with the young black civil engineers, I asked them a question. I said, let's build Black Township. The one of the civil engineers raised their hand and they said, why would we want to do that? And there lies the quandary right there, brother.
Yeah.
Why would we want to do that? So it's our job to impress upon people who have been assimilated, they have been accommodated, they have been basically conformed to a society where we have gotten very comfortable. We don't know what it is to have black freedom
black power, black sovereignty. We don't know what that is. We have to begin to impress upon our children. I know when I invited to go on these to the Black Student Council, they are very interested in black people having power. I remember going down to Mississippi Valley State and talking to the student body down there, and I told them, look around you. What is this land? It's the Delta. How is this Delta domesticated by a people that still suppress your people to this day, and we live in such squalor and abject poverty? And they begin to understand the difference between black liberation and Black Lives Matter. So then that's the thing, my brother, just to answer the question.
Yes.
We have to have an agenda when we come to the South. We have to have aim and purpose. And black people that know the so-called professionals, the experts, they have to see that it's power in coming back to the South and connecting to the resources that's here and connecting to the opportunity that's here, because there's over 186 black townships that I can mention. And we'll be talking about that extensively at the summit.
Wonderful, wonderful, brother.
Yeah, you made a lot of good points, especially, you know, when you said how the black engineers, when you posed the question about black townships, and they was like, well, we need that. And I go back to one of our great freedom fighters, political prisoners, Sundiata Acoli, in his writings, he said one of the things that we need to be doing, you know, people with the mindsets of independence and liberation, we need to be doing while the war is not going on, while the physical war is not going on, while we're not in the streets shooting, you know, for our liberation, fighting for our liberations. In these times, we need to be making sure that we spread the ideas and concepts of independence, the ideas and concepts of liberation. And I know you do a very good job on social media. You're real active. You know what I'm saying? Something we got to get better at, you know, honestly. But, speak to the need to educate the masses, to get the right mindset, so we can have the right actions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Prophet. Again, wonderful question. I remember the first summit we had, and a lot of my responses, they take me back to experience. So I'm not speaking from theory. I'm speaking from experience, brother. The first summit that we had, and we solicited some brothers from the East Coast, Philadelphia, to be exact. The brother, Professor Carlton Jones, who's still with us to this day, he will be attending the summit. Only summit he missed was the one that we had last year that was due to COVID, but we still had this summit. I remember the first time that he came to Coldwater, Mississippi, standing up right here on this very stretch that I'm standing here right now. And he began to walk up and down the street. And he began to take his phone out. He began to do a live broadcast talking back to his social media contingency in Philadelphia. Because I had been watching this brother, and I said, this is the type of brother that I would like to have involved with the summit activity. So when he got here, it was unbelievable to him, because I got him off the airplane. I took him out of Memphis into Mississippi, and he began to see the expanses of land that he saw. And he said, man, look at the land, him and the other brother. I said, brother, that's not land, which it was to him, because in the city, what they had? They had little blocks, little lots they live on. They done forgot what it is back home to have expanses of land like it is back home in the motherland. They done forgot all about that. Okay, so they talk theory a lot. And those brothers were talking about controlling our own towns and this and that. So when we brought him to North Mississippi, and when he got to Coldwater, Mississippi, after seeing the expanses of land that he saw, and he got here in Coldwater, and he said, brother, he said, where the white people at? He said, where the white people at? I said, brother, there's white people here. They just not the majority. And he began to see black folks across the street, like I'm pointing at now, waving to him. And they didn't even know him. He said, brother, they ain't speaking to me. I said, yeah, just speak back to him. You know, that's the Southern hospitality that we taught white people.
Exactly.
White people don't own that. We own that. We taught them that. So that's Southern hospitality that you experienced, Brother Carlton. So he said, brother, when he got off the live broadcast and entertained the people up there up north, and he was so excited being down here, he said, brother, the air is different. He said, brother, get down, True, get down. He said, brother, the air is different. He said, brother, we already have black townships. I said, yeah, brother, I've been living in it all my life. He said, the only thing we have to do is terraform the mindset. And see, that's what your brother that you just mentioned before you asked me the question, that's what he was talking about. He said, when we not in physical war, when this government is not in battle, and we entrenched in battle, we should be thinking about terraforming the mindset where we already at. We already control Memphis, but do we control Memphis with the proper mindset? You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing now. It's about going to where we already at and politicizing the mindset to govern the way that we need to be governed. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, brother. We could talk all day. You know what I'm saying? Our show is almost out of time. Before we get out of here, anything you want to leave us? You probably want to drop that information on where we need to go and when and all that stuff again to reiterate. But anything you want to leave us with before we get out of here?
Yes, sir. Well, only thing I would love for the people to know is that the summit is coming up. Contact us concerning the summit. We just finished the final draft because there's always moving parts with this type thing. I done learned from the last 5 years trying to conduct it. So we done finalized, I think we done finalized the slot. You know, we want to do a whole Delta bus tour. Get up, baby. I got my daughter out here too, so y'all.
That's great. Good fatherhood, man.
But we gonna do a whole Delta bus tour. The special guest that's coming is Baba Akinyele Umoja. It's a brother y'all should know something about. He's a part of the Republic of New Afrika.
Yes, sir.
And he's one of the pioneers. And he teaches over there at Georgia State University. He's a professor over there at Georgia State. And he wrote a very powerful book that I have been studying. And it's about armed resistance in Mississippi. It's called We Will Shoot Back. Mm-hmm. And I reached out to this brother, and I made sure that this brother come. He had some issues. His family didn't really want him to travel, but I applied pressure. They said, when all else failed, apply pressure. So I applied pressure to the elders, and he's coming. He's on his way. So we will have him as a special guest here, surrounded by a lot of other things that we'll be doing here at the summit that will be very effective. I would love for everybody to come out. It's only a $10 admission fee. Come out, come to Coldwater. We got a 4-day event. I'll be putting more detail on social media as it come in. But that's what I would leave with, brother. I would implore that people be at the summit. We got to reignite our people, brother. We got to get them back going.
Definitely, no doubt. See, I told y'all we had a special guest. This brother's off the chain. It's always, like I said, we go back 20 years, probably 20 plus years. I don't know, a long time. I remember when that brother was real skinny. You know, right now he got muscles and stuff. But that's how long it's been. But yeah, we look forward to see you there. Some way or another, we're gonna broadcast live at the summit. You know what I'm saying, on that Sunday, and man, I know it's gonna be a powerful event as always, and we will stay in touch. And right now, if you don't know,
trying to maintain, it's a different day, but it's still the same game. Still the same people going through the same thing. Gotta do something different if you want things change. Got people that complain, but they never do shit. We got to evolve, time to do some new shit. Sometimes you gotta lead them people you with. Too much negative energy will make you quit. But I understand that my life in my hand. Forget about some joints, cause I'd rather buy land. Let's buy a block, buy a town, island. We can build a nation, y'all, that's my plan. Then we can live free, make our own rules, build our own banks, start our own school, educate ourselves even if we homeschool, cultivate the land, grow our own food, do something different.